Benji. It's Oma here, and we're going to read another great story, and it's called Arthur, and it's all about a dog, and all he wants is just to belong and have a nice home to be in and to be loved. And this book actually got, see that little trophy sticker there? It got a trophy, an award, way back in 1985. The Federation of the Children's Book Groups Award. So it's a very special book. Let's have a look and see what he gets up to. Arthur. I wonder who that lady is. What's she got an apron on for? And she's got all sorts of food. And she's kneeling down. Oh, look. They're looking at each other. I think they're very close. Arthur was a very ordinary dog who lived in Mrs. Humber's, that's who the lady was, in Mrs. Humber's pet shop with many other animals. But Arthur was the only dog. All the other dogs had been sold because dogs were very popular. All the dogs except for Arthur. He was just an ordinary brown dog who dearly wanted a place, a home, with a pair of old slippers to chew. Look at that fancy parrot. On Monday morning, Mrs. Humber put some rabbits in the window. By the end of the day, the window was empty, except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog. Everybody wanted rabbits. So that night, when all was quiet, Arthur practiced being a rabbit. He practiced eating carrots and poking out his front teeth and making his ears stand up straight. He practiced very hard until he was sure that he could be a rabbit. I wonder if he succeeded. What do you think? Oh, next morning, Mrs. Humber put some snakes in the window. By the end of the day, the window was empty except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog, not even one who acted like a rabbit. Everybody wanted snakes. So that night, when all was quiet, Arthur practiced being a snake. He practiced hissing and slithering and sliding and looking cool. The birds were a bit worried. Ooh. He practiced very hard until he was sure that he could be a snake. The next morning, Mrs. Humber put some fish in the window. By the end of the day, the window was empty, except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog, not even one who acted like a rabbit and a snake. Everybody wanted fish. So that night, when all was quiet, Arthur practiced being a fish. Dear oh dear. He practiced swimming and blowing bubbles and breathing underwater. He practiced very hard until he was sure he could be a fish. Be careful, Arthur. Oh, your idea. Next morning, Mrs. Humber put some cats in the window. By the end of the day, guess what? The window was empty, except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog, not even one who acted like a rabbit and a snake and a fish. Everybody wanted cats. Arthur felt he would never find a home with a pair of old slippers to chew. That's all he wanted. Next morning, Mrs. Humber put the rest of her pets in the window. There were 2 hamsters, a cage of mice, 3 canaries, a blue budgerigar, a green frog, 1 sleepy lizard, and Arthur. Arthur jumped on lily pads, squeaked and nibbled cheese, purred, croaked, and even attempted to fly. By the end of the day, the window was empty, except for Arthur. He had collapsed, exhausted, in the corner of the window. Now he was certain he would never find a home, whether he was a rabbit, a snake, a fish, a cat, or a purple spotty three-headed wombat. Arthur decided that he might as well just be an ordinary brown dog. Oh, dear. Late that afternoon, just before Mrs. Humber was to close the shop, a man came in with his granddaughter. He said, "Excuse me," said the man, "Melanie tells me that you have a rather extraordinary dog who performs all sorts of tricks." The only dog I have," replied Mrs. Humber, "is Arthur." "There he is, Grandpa, in the window," said Melanie. She rushed to pick up Arthur, who gave her the biggest, wettest, doggiest lick ever. Arthur knew that he had found a home. With a pair of old slippers, a pair of old slippers to chew. Uh-oh. Did that get him into trouble, I wonder, Benji? There's another book called Educating Arthur, about Arthur in his lovely home and teaching him not to chew things up so much. And we'll have a look at that book another time. So, hope you enjoyed this, Arthur. It's a really lovely favourite book of mine. I've got many favourite books, so this is just one. So, we'll see you soon again, Benji. Bye.